It's that time again when there is an auto show going on somewhere in the world, and there's a lot of electric cars unveilings and concept presentations and so forth. This time it's in Geneva. Unfortunately, I did not go as I thought I might, but that's perfectly fine. I can do all of this from the comfort of my own home studio right here, and there are quite a few of them. Let me go through about 10 of them that I would say were the most noteworthy. Not all of them were really. We'll talk a little bit about them. Some are more important, some are less important. I will make separate videos about two of them because I thought they were exceptionally good. All of this is coming up next. Taking over the world, electrifying the world, E4 Electric! Welcome to E4 Electric, your number one source of unbiased electric car news. If you want to stay up to date on stuff like this, and there's a lot of exciting things going on, just go ahead and click on that subscribe button down there so you don't miss anything moving forward. All right, so let's start with everything that's going on at the Geneva Auto Show. Some of these were unveiled before, some were unveiled during, and by during I mean during the media days. Looks like media days are over now, so all of the cars have been unveiled. And let's start with Audi Q4 e-tron. Now we knew this was coming up. This is a fifth all-electric car in Audi's lineup that will be in production in the next 24 months or so, which is extremely impressive. As you know, I'm going after the e-tron. Starting to have some second thoughts, I do have to say, but this is essentially a mini version of the e-tron SUV. So that's why I'm really not making a separate video about it, but 82 kilowatt hour battery with about 240 mile range, respectable, 125 kilowatt charge, which is kind of important as well, with Ionity and Electrify America, and it's going in production in 2021. So there, really, I'd say pretty good looking SUV. Just like literally, this is a mini e-tron. So welcome. Let's move on to the next one. The next one is the Mercedes EQV. This is a minivan that sits about 8 people, and one of the first ones really on the market if you think about all electric vans, right? 100 kilowatt hour pack, about 200 to 220 mile range. It's hard to tell with these, right? Because they're still using, uncertified gas kind of standards. So I'd say about 200, a little over 200. And they're actually going to do a September product launch. So this is a concept, but a September product launch. And by the way, not exactly a looker, I would say. Looks more like a delivery van to me than like a minivan. So I don't know. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section what do you guys think. But nevertheless, we need electric cars in all segments, and this is one of the first ones in this one. And kudos to them, and it is going in production pretty soon. Looks like I'm assuming definitely by the end of the next year. The next one, and this is the one I'm going to make a separate video about, because this is a Fiat concept, Centoventi. Centoventi means 120 in Italian because the Fiat is 120 years old. And the cool thing about it is the fact that this is modular car, including the battery, right? So you literally can start with, I think, the battery that will take you only 60 miles, and then kind of build it up to, I think they're saying 311 miles. Once again, I would subtract about 20 or 30% from their estimates, but everything else inside of it also, you can literally replace seats with little tables. You can put stuff on the dashboard. It's kind of like a Legos for adults with a car. And the back of the car is going to have like sort of a screen where you can communicate with drivers behind you. So now you don't really have to put an effort into lowering your window, sticking your hand out, flipping somebody off. You can just write it out for them on the message on the back of the car. So I will make a separate video about this one because I think it's pretty cool. All right, before I go any further, just want to remind you that this video and this channel is sponsored by Evanex, the aftermarket accessories for Tesla. That's not at the Geneva Auto Show, but that's no surprise. But there's a discount code in the description of this video. That way you can save yourselves a few bucks when you are shopping there. All right, let's move on to another one, and I think this is the most beautiful one. So this is Lagonda. This is a brand by Aston Martin, and they are actually saying that they will be taking this in production in 2020. I mean, I really, really like the car. Let me show you the back. I think the back is even kind of more impressive. Let me know what you think, but I absolutely love this. Obviously, this is probably going to be limited production. I wouldn't expect any kind of technological amazing marvels in anywhere in here. I would assume also going to start probably in 6 digits. But nevertheless, I do enjoy watching even the high profile, expensive brands going electric. So this is one of them. All right, let's move on to Sono, the brand that made this car for Sion. And this is, I think you've seen, I'm sure you guys seen this one before, the concept, which basically was all in solar panels. It just literally looked like a solar roof had a baby with solar panels, and then it just like, you had a car. As you can see now, they're a little more hidden. You can still see them kind of built into the body, but not as bad. But I'm assuming it's still gonna look kind of weird when the sun actually shines on it. And I'm not a big fan of it because it actually, like, the car itself only has like a 35 kilowatt hour battery, 120-mile range, which is probably even less. And at most, I mean, if you like live in California and every day is sunny day, which, mind you, I'm literally looking outside the window, it's raining right now, it's not going to be 10%, right? But at best it's 10%, and for the small range, I'm not really sure if it's worth it. If they were going to put some effort and money into technology, I would have just made a better battery, or I would have made it a little bit more slick, because it does look like a minivan that I just showed you from the Mercedes, and maybe get a little bit more range from that. Not really excited about the tiny wheels either. So anyway, but it is there. Another one is Imagine by Kia. You've seen the preview of this car that I showed you. I actually made a video about it with a shadowy figure. To me, it looks like a kind of a Dodge type of a car. Doesn't look like a Kia. Let me know in the comment section. What do you guys? Do you guys like it? Do you guys not like it? Well, but the best part about it is actually, and I know it's a concept, and I know it's kind of cool, but they had this 21 screen dashboard. They did admit that they were kind of making fun of kind of the entire industry, but at the same time, it is kind of cool. Anyway, I have a separate video about it. Check it out. All right, next one is Skoda with a Vision IV, which I was kind of hoping it was going to be Vision 4, but it's literally IV. All right, fine. So, by the way, this is based on Volkswagen's MEB platform. As you know, Volkswagen has kind of released the all-electric car platform that a lot of their Volkswagen Group cars will be based on. So this one's going to be based on that 85 kilowatt hour battery that gives it 250-mile range or so. Again, talking about range right now is kind of funny. This is a Czech Republic car. Pretty cool. It's all right. All right. It's fine. I'm good. Let's move on to another one. This one is Seat. This one's actually on Volkswagen Group, and it is also on going to be based on MEB platform. By the way, I also forgot to mention that the Audi Q4 e-tron is also going to be based on this platform, which I would expect all of Volkswagen owned or partnered cars to use that, which is a great idea. 220 miles, 62 kilowatt hour battery, going in production in 2020. And this one's called Elborn. This is a Spanish company. I've seen a couple of them when I was in Spain just recently. So, all right, again, as long as none of them look odd or weird, I'm good. And of course, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Let me know what you think. I mean, it's a buggy. I know you've seen pictures of this before. Volkswagen says that, yeah, we might put in production, but we're really just trying to show you guys how this MEB platform is really flexible. We can build different things on it. All right. Let me know in the comment section, because I think some people really liked it. So, all right. So, as always, let's talk about positives and let's talk about negatives. Well, positives. I forgot that happens, because even though I created it. But anyway, the positives is obviously there are more cars, electric cars on the market. It looks like now more exotic, and then also smaller manufacturers are coming out with serious contenders, right? To me, serious contenders is the one that has 200 a mile plus range and doesn't look ugly. Like, oh, look at me, I'm an ugly, electric car, hug me. No, these are all pretty decent. So I definitely, that's awesome. And again, lots and lots of different variations. Now we have a minivan in the mix, so I like that. But let's talk about some negatives because I gotta tell you, I'm not very impressed. I don't know how about you guys. First of all, there are too many concepts still, and I know everybody needs to start with a concept. But as far as I'm concerned, like this year is about year of execution, and there's still too many concepts going on, especially from companies like Volkswagen that should really be in their factories working on actually production cars. Um, the range, I just don't see range being increased. I mean, these are all empty promises, if you will. And when your empty promises are not impressive, what are we to expect when it's actually going to be in production? Yeah, I'm kind of expecting the empty promises to be in 300-mile range at this point. I mean, Tesla has it now, all into 300s with the Model 3, with the Model S, and this is an actual production cars. You gotta catch up to Tesla at least in your dreams, I think. So that's kind of another disappointment I had. And yeah, I would say the design, the Kia looks like Dodge. Mercedes looks like a van that transports groceries and prisoners. And I don't know. I'm just not the only one that I really liked was I mean obviously e-tron is a good looking car. The Q4 because it's a mini version of the e-tron. And the one from Aston Martin. That one I was actually very much on board with. So yeah, let me know in the comment section. I mean, I'm kind of wondering what you guys, the future drivers of these cars would think about this. And by the way, before anything, I want to thank one of my newer Patreons, Luca Vila. Thank you so much for joining my Patreon community and contributing and supporting to my independent channel. Thank you to all my Patreons for doing that. And of course, that's the only place where you can watch me live. If you do want to contribute, if you do want to watch me live, and there's another also pretty cool project that I'm going to be adding very soon for my Patreons. Go in the description of this video. You'll find a link there, patreon.com/e4electric. By the way, perfect timing. Look at that. And join me. So thank you so much for that. Listen, I'm looking forward to all of your comments because there's a lot to digest here. So let's hear it. Other than that, I will see you guys next time. And remember to stay charged.